Chris. Thank you, Darren. And what a week we had last week to kick off Fight Camp. Incredible, incredible night. After the disappointment of the loss of Conor Benn through COVID, who is back training in isolation now, we went ahead with an incredible card, and boy did it deliver. Lee Wood, a stunning victory to become the new WBA featherweight world champion. Shout out to Chris Billam-Smith and Tommy McCarthy on an incredible fight for the British, Commonwealth and European titles. Game-changing deal for Jack Cullen, beating Avni Yildirim. Anthony Fowler getting the job done ahead of his huge fight with Liam Smith, October the 9th, live on DAZN. And this week, we have an absolute cracker for you. We expect more drama as we go into the World Championship fight, the IBF featherweight world title between Kid Galahad and Jazza Dickens. 3 big heavyweight fights on the card. Wardley against Nick Webb. Tremendous fight for the English heavyweight title. The Savage, Alen Babic, back in action in a great fight as well. The Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher. And of course, Aki Fiaz and Ebanie Bridges against Bet Connolly to kick off the live action. But first we start with, as I said, Aki Fiaz against Kevin Baldespino. Aki, welcome. Bittersweet, I guess, for you. Fight camp this year, the heartbreak last year of your fight falling through with Cain Baker. This year you've got fans here, it's going to be incredible, and looking ready to go on Saturday.
Yeah, no, like you say, it's supposed to be here last year, but everything happens for a reason, and I finally get my chance, so thank you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night. Got quite a few people coming, so look forward to a great night, yeah.
You're a fighter that has a tremendous future ahead of them, but also needs those learning fights, if you like. Cain Baker was the perfect fight for you at that time. COVID's kind of restricted the opportunity for fighters to get that opportunity to probably fight every couple of months as well. But you've got a good run coming up here, and once you kick through this year, looking to win titles in 2022.
Yeah, like you say, this is great for my development. These sort of fights, they're not easy. They're learning fights. I'm learning trade. And like you say, want to pick some titles up, yeah, but like you say, first as well, activity is key. I've been inactive for 10 months by the time we fight. So as a prospect, that's a long time, really. And yeah, get active and then get some belts next year, yeah.
Baldespino always gets thrown in tough fights against young, unbeaten prospects. Very game, very tough, expecting a good fight on Saturday.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them opponents. If I'm not on my game, he'll cause me problems all night long, so I need to be the best version of myself, and, you know, I look forward to a good performance, yeah.
Kevin, welcome, and via translator there as well. You look in great shape. You always have to take these tough fights, but you're going to give the British fight fans a great fight on Saturday.
Bienvenidos, pareces estar en muy buena forma. Siempre tienes buenas peleas. ¿Cómo piensa que va a pasar la pelea el sábado?
Bueno, me he preparado muy bien para esta pelea. Vengo muy motivado con esta pelea. Muy orgulloso de estar en esta velada de Macron, un campeonato del mundo. Y la verdad que me gusta prepararme bien y vengo a dar un buen espectáculo.
He's prepared well for this fight. He's very motivated for the fight, and he's proud to be on this card on DAZN, and he likes to come prepared, and he's ready for a great show on Saturday.
When you fight these prospects or guys that have big profile, you're only ever one win away from a major opportunity yourself. So could be a huge moment for you on Saturday if you can win this fight.
Cuando peleas contra prospectos así, estás a una pelea de probablemente una buena oportunidad para usted. ¿Qué piensas que puede pasar el sábado? ¿Cómo tan motivado estás?
Bueno, vengo muy motivado, con muchas ganas. He entrenado muy fuerte para esta pelea y la verdad que vengo a dar un buen espectáculo y la verdad que me van a ver en la pelea y cuando es así, con prospectos así, me motivo mucho más.
He says he is very motivated, he's very willing, he's trained very hard, and he's coming, you know, everything's come together nicely. You'll see in the fight on Saturday how well he's prepared for this.
Thank you, Kevin. And finally, Akib, I know you're a huge ticket seller yourself. You've got a number of fans coming down, only 250 tickets available, but big plans for a big show in Manchester later this year, and if you can get the job done on Saturday, it's going to be great to see fans back.
Yeah, no, it's been, I remember last time there was no fans there, didn't really enjoy it too much. I'm glad that they're back. Most of Oldham's going to be here as much as they could be. And yeah, look forward to, like you say, later on in the year, but first focus on Saturday and get the job done.
Thank you. Aki Fiaz against Baldespino, kicking off the action on Saturday night live on DAZN. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head here, please. Thank you. Just checking the mics, all good, all good. The return of the blonde bomber, Ebanie Bridges against Beck Connolly. Welcome Beck, welcome Ebanie. Ebanie, last time out, just a tremendous fight for the world title against Shannon Courtenay. There was a lot of people that were unsure of your credentials, whether you were ready to fight for a world title. Quite frankly, how good you were. You showed everybody that night with a tremendous fight, suffering a bad injury late on in that fight, battling through, and you gave the fans a great fight, and now a fantastic test against Beck on Saturday.
Yes, definitely. You know, I thought that my last fight was a perfect introduction of the blonde bomber to the world. You know, I might not have got my hand raised, but I think everything about that fight, the lead up to the fight and how it went down, I think I'm very pleased with that. You know, I think there was no loser in that fight. So yeah, very exciting and very happy to be back.
Obviously, what people don't see is your dedication to the sport. I mean, since that fight, you know, we knew that you wanted to return to your training camp in Philadelphia. To do that, you had to go and quarantine first in Mexico, where you were with Barbie Juarez, and you trained hard in that gym yet there. Then you've flew over to Philadelphia to train with Callie Reese and Brian. People probably don't see the dedication to the sport on that side because of your persona. You know, how seriously you do take this sport.
Yeah, definitely. Look, when I'm in the gym, I don't get my phone out and I don't film all my stuff in the gym because when I go to the gym, it's business. I'm very, very serious, and I think people that are constantly having their phones on in the gym, filming, taking selfies and like that, even training, I don't even think about that in the gym. So you might not see a lot of my gym stuff, you might not see a lot of training, you might not see all the film while I'm actually doing the hard work and the graft. But I think that's also a sign that I am working hard. And all the other stuff, you know, it's just me being blonde bomber and just having fun and doing what I do and engaging with fans. But yeah, you know, I'll do anything for boxing. Like I said, you know, I didn't go home, I haven't been home from Australia since the beginning of March. You know, I have to go to Mexico. Mind you, everything happens for a reason. That was an amazing experience with Barbie Juarez in Mexico and meeting all my Mexican fans as well. That was unreal. And then, yeah, being in Philly with Kaylee and Brian, it's just unreal. You know, 8 weeks camp with that, like I couldn't have asked for a better camp. I've learned so much and I'm so excited to show everyone my improvements and just what I've been learning, that Philly style in Philly, so yeah.
Is that important to you to get the credit for your boxing as well? We know that, like, you know, the way you promote yourself, you know, the attention that delivers as well, but is it important to you to get that recognition? I know how much you care for the sport, I know how much you love the sport of boxing, and I know how much you love to go to war. We saw that against Shannon Courtenay as well, but is that something that you want, or you're just happy to keep this journey going?
Of course, you know, I think everyone would want to get respect for what they train so hard in. You know, to say that I don't really care is pushing it, but you know, everyone has their opinions. If people don't want to give me respect, I don't care. You know, but it's nice when I do get it. It's nice when I get respect. It's nice when I get recognised for my skill and the hard work that I do put in. But I'm also not going to get bothered by it if I don't. I mean, if people want to have closed minds and just judge me on my appearance or my swear words or whatever they want to judge me on, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm working hard and it really it's me against me, and anything I have to prove is to myself. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'm on the way of becoming more and more, you know, taken seriously and being a lot more respected for my boxing. And I think after this fight, it's going to be a good fight and I'll be respected again.
This fight, Beck Connolly, who, you know, is always in tremendous fights, always an incredible competitor, but never often gets the kind of notice that she had for this fight. You know, already the weight at 119, she looks super fit. I think last time against Randa Ali, it was a couple of days' notice, and the weight was 129 pounds or whatever it was. So you expect the very best Beck Connolly on Saturday night?
Yeah, 100%. And I've been saying that over and over again. We're going to see the best Beck Connolly in there. I'm going to see the best Beck Connolly in there. So that's going to be exciting as well, because we've seen what she can do on short notice and having to drop weight. She looks shredded. Like, she looks unreal, you know, and we all know Beck's a tough cookie. She is, but you know what, come August 7th, that cookie's gonna crumble because I feel like I'm gonna break it down and I'm gonna get that win, so, yeah.
Beck,
Hello.
how are you? Tremendous notice for this camp. You look great. You've obviously trained extremely hard. Must be nice for you having fought some of the best fighters in the world to this time get a proper camp beneath you.
Oh, full 6 weeks, yeah, it's been completely different, but yeah, just excited really.
Obviously, a great performance from Ebanie last time out. We know that you guys have respect for each other and a lot of, you know, we see that a lot in the female code as well, but we should expect a great fight on Saturday. We saw that in the Shannon Courtenay fight. She loves to come forward. You like to stand there and have a war as well. We should get a real good one on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the kind of fight that I, as a fan, like to watch. So I had big respect for both women after that fight. And yeah, it's not always about the skill set, is it? Like, it's the type of fighter you like to watch. And boxing's a business at the end of the day, isn't it? If you can't put bums on seats and you're not selling to people, you're not anything. And I think she's done a real good job of that.
You are always, particularly in a division that is sometimes not overly deep, like the bantamweight or super bantamweight female division, really one fight away from quite a major fight. And you've boxed, you know, all these top fighters, Eddie Scotney, Ramla Ali. A win for you on Saturday would sort of definitely change the trajectory of your career. You are someone that comes out and gives these fighters a great test coming through, but also in this division, just one win away from potentially going on and fighting for a major title.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing in the women's that I don't think a lot of people understand. There's getting there now, definitely, with all the young uns coming on up. But there's no depth to the division. So you had here and the world class, and there was no one sort of filling that gap. And people forget that you sort of say the Terry Harper, Natasha Jonas, Rachel Ball, and all those people. But in my second pro fight, I fought Christine Shergold. Like, she was a legit world champion. Like, I saw her win over 10 rounds with Kalia Karuni. So that was in the second pro fight, and it was a major test. And like, people forget, people like Elaine Greenan, the Scottish champion, like, she's no joke of a girl. Like, none of them have been jokes. And yeah, I kind of saw my right. If you can't get past me, you're not going all the way to the top, are you? And hats off to the ones that are taking that tough sort of bar in their first fight, because you know they're classed. The likes of Ellie Scotney, like, I knew what we were getting into. Like, I follow I'm a big boxing fan, I don't just do it. So I followed her and Karis and everyone all the way through. So when these amateurs are turning over, like, you know what you're getting and you know how fastly they can go through the ranks. But yeah, hats off to them when they start with the bar that's been set. So. Well,
thank you as always. We look forward to a tremendous fight on Saturday. Ebanie Bridges against Beck Connolly this Saturday, kicking us off the live action on the DAZN broadcast. If we can have a head-to-head up here, please. Thank you. Well, thanks, guys. We go to 3 big heavyweight fights now in the Garden on Saturday night, and also a sigh of relief from a number of people in this room as we received the operational document from the British Boxing Board of Control, which says that no more masks or visors for the corner team on Saturday, which is good news in the progression as we come out of the COVID-19 crisis. So good news for cornermen and team on Saturday night. And we go on to, as I said, the heavyweight fights. Johnny Fisher against Danny Whittaker. Johnny, this is a real test for you. I know that after your first 2 fights, Sam Jones and the team started to see something that you were ready to start moving on already. This time, someone with a winning record, a real fight for you at Fight Camp on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to be very, very switched on. I've trained very hard with Mark Tibbs and Steve Andrews, and we want to show the improvements, and I'm going to need to show them improvements to beat someone like Danny Whittaker.
Obviously, in those first 2 fights, you know, great performances against 2 guys that didn't really come to win, came to more survive. Still dangerous, but I think looking forward to the challenge of someone that's going to come and try and, you know, win on Saturday, change his career path as well, and a really good solid test in just your 3rd fight.
Yeah, definitely. My second fight, Phil Williams, is someone who's there to survive and made life difficult, but I still got the stoppage. And I'm looking forward to a challenge with someone who comes to fight, because when someone comes to fight, the openings will be there for me to exploit.
Great training camp again with Mark Tibbs and team. Many hard rounds with Joe Joyce and others as well. You really are racking up the rounds in terms of sparring, getting some great experience in the gym as well.
Yeah, that's where I've gained my experience. Where I didn't have the longest amateur career, my experience has been gained sparring Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley, guys like that, Dave Allen. So that's where my education has been made, and now it's time to show them improvements when I step in the ring, and every time, hopefully, I can show a little improvement.
Danny, welcome.
Hello.
Big chance for you on Saturday. Looking out there, it's quite a unique setting out there, and you know, fighting a guy who's dangerous in Johnny Fisher, but also a real novice in the pro game.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's amazing. I mean, thank you very much to yourself and Matchroom for giving me the opportunity to fight on such a unique event, and just really looking forward to it. Excited, relaxed, putting no pressure on myself. Just want to get in there and do the business on Saturday night, and look forward to putting in a good performance, yeah.
We know that you come with a winning record, plenty of ambition as well. And in this division, against the likes of Johnny Fisher on this kind of platform, a win is huge for you in terms of moving forward for some of those fights. I know no pressure on yourself, but at the same time, you know what victory could mean for your career.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. Obviously, a win here is a massive platform for me to push on with my career. And again, yeah, like you say, no pressure on myself. At the end of the day, I just want to put in a good performance, and fingers crossed, with a good performance, the quality of boxing that I can produce, I know will be good enough to win the fight. But I know, it's heavyweight boxing, so all it takes is one punch. So I need to be wary of Johnny. I know he's a big puncher. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting in there. I've been looking forward to the whole week. It's amazing, and again, thanks again for inviting me along.
Well, thanks for taking the opportunity. And Johnny, finally to you, not too far from Romford, you can probably see it out the back there as well. We know only 250 fans, and a lot of them are yours on Saturday night. It'll be some atmosphere and great to see fans back.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to boxing in a handful of my fans who are coming to support me. Got some big names coming. My dad's coming to watch. It'll be brilliant to have him ringside. I hope you've loaded up the buffets because he'll be ready to go. But listen, my job is to win on Saturday night, and I've been preparing very hard, and I hope to do it in a very good fashion.
Thank you very much, Johnny and Danny. A great heavyweight fight. The path of Johnny Fisher continues this Saturday night against Danny Whittaker. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head up here, please. Yeah, thank you, guys. As I said, we stay with the heavyweights. 2 more heavyweight fights to come, and this one is a cracker. Alen the Savage Babic against Mark Bennett. A great fight on Saturday night. Alen, I'll start with you, or Savage. I don't know who we have at the moment, but looking very smart. You were here last year. A tremendous performance against Shaundale Winters, which at the time people felt was a big step up for you. You continue to fight these guys who say they don't see what the fuss is about, they don't see anything special, but we see the same result every time.
Yes, thank you for having me here. This is the place that Savage was born. When I walked out of that ring walk, I felt something, and that is with me tonight. And that is with me tonight and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and I'm gonna be ruthless. It's gonna be ruthless. I'm gonna be at my best ever. Because I had a surgery on my hand that was troubling me that time when I fought Shaundale Winters. So I'm twice as strong now. And I'm really full in the zone. Full in the zone. You can say that zone. That's
very good. Very good. I like that.
And I'm full in the zone, and I just can't wait, bro. I'm gonna be ruthless. And all of you who has a slow heart rate, don't look at my fights. You put your children away because it's gonna be a blood fest. I sense some blood in the air.
One thing that as people have always discussed with you is your weight, is your size. Last time out, and I know you don't turn down opponents. Last time out, we had a late notice opponent in Damien Chambers, who was a cruiserweight, who was stepped up. You flattened him, you ended the deal there. This time, you have a big heavyweight. You have someone that's about 6'5", about 19 stone, someone that's gonna have a bigger reach than you, much bigger size. Are they the kind of guys that you want as well? Because there are people saying that you're not really a fully fledged heavyweight.
Well, I think I answered all of those questions in Joyce's camp just last week. We did 14 rounds, me and Joyce. And he said after his fight with Takam that I hit harder with 18 ounces gloves than Takam did with 10. So what should I explain more? I went to Joyce's camp only for that. I wanted to show that I can be against the biggest heavyweight. And Joyce is much tougher than Bennett. Don't get me wrong. Bennett is probably a nice guy, but it's nowhere near the class. We did 14 rounds in 2 days, and I enjoyed it. And I don't see a bigger heavyweight than Joyce around.
Mark Bennett talks, as a lot of people do, about trying to weather that early Savage storm. And then a lot of people feel like your tank will empty after those 3 or 4 rounds. Mark's already talked about the opportunity to maybe step on you late in the fight and stop you in that fight. How deep is that Savage tank? And what happens on Saturday night?
Well, you should ask Joe Joyce that and Sam Jones. You know, we did 8 rounds straight. I could do 8 more. I wanted to do 8 more. I could do 25 rounds with Mark Bennett. 25 rounds. And then you can bring in Nick Webb. And then I'm going to do another 12 with Nick Webb. And then you can bring whoever the fuck you want. And I don't care. You know, I don't care about people judging me all the time. Go judge me. Oh, fuck you all. You know, just like that. I'm done. I've beaten everybody. I've knocked out everybody. Everybody you put in front of me. I've beaten the odds 1,000 times. So all of you, fuck off.
Well, we apologise for the language. We don't have to apologise quite as much as
I don't.
Yeah, we don't come off air now anymore, Alan. You know, you were a bit of a liability back in those early broadcast days, but, you know, you see Mark...
Why do you challenge me then all the time?
Sorry?
Why do you do it, Eddie Hearn?
Don't start on me.
You challenge me, you look at me like, oh, you're small, you don't... No, Eddie Hearn. We're not going to talk like that.
Trying to provoke you.
Well, you succeeded. Don't tell me to ears down, because I will not. It can only go up from here, so please.
Mark Bennett, can he handle the heat?
Let me think. No.
Mark, welcome. Loved the way you talked yesterday. I know you've taken this camp very seriously. You know, you've seen a lot of those opponents, short notice. You've had a proper camp for this fight. You look ready. Massive opportunity for you on Saturday night on DAZN against Alen the Savage Babic.
Yeah, massive opportunity. I'm happy to be here, mate. Thank you. But yeah, I believe that it's my time. I think that I've got the number on Savage, so we'll see on Saturday night, mate.
A lot of people have said that before. Some might not have your ability, some might not have your size. But I think one thing that we do know now is he can fight. You know, at first it was, who is this guy? You know, Dillian White's sort of protege. But we know that he's extremely tough. The work rate is relentless as well. But you do have massive size on Alen Babic on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't just think it's the size, though, mate. I do think that his work rate is relentless, yeah, I agree. But I can fight, mate. Do you know what? He's not the only man in the world who can fight. We'll both have a scrap on Saturday night, and I dare say the best man will win. And I'm tipping it's going to be myself. So I'm turning up to fight. I've had a good camp. I've had a good stock, Joe. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Obviously, you got a strong record yourself as well, and he has carved out a big profile for himself in British boxing as well, and in world boxing as well. A win for you on Saturday night, as I said to Danny Whittaker, you know, just puts your career in a whole different perspective, opens the door to some massive fights.
Yeah, massively, mate. I agree. Hopefully the phone will ring after it, no matter what. But for my family and for myself, I think that it is a massive opportunity, and I do think that it'll open a lot of doors and a lot of avenues, which I'll take with both hands, mate, which I have done with this as well. So I'm ready.
You seem extremely calm. You know, you got Alen or Savage or the alter ego. Do you sort of just put that at the door? And I'm sure you've watched the interviews as well. You keep that to the side and just focus on Saturday?
Yeah, mate, yeah, like I've said in the interviews, I'll do me and I'll let him do him. I do my business the way I do my business, and I'll let him crack on how he wants to do his, like, so, yeah.
Good man. Well, Alen Babic against Mark Bennett on Saturday night. Cannot wait for this fight. Absolute fireworks. Big fight in the heavyweight division. We're going to have a head-to-head up here, please.